Do you often find yourself crumbling under pressure or feeling like your mind is your own worst enemy? You might be falling into these 7 habits that are making you mentally weak. But don't worry, in this video, we're diving into the wisdom of the legendary samurai, Miyamoto Musashi, to help you break these habits and forge an unbreakable mind. Stick around to find out how. Habit 1. Avoiding change. Life is full of change, but many people fear it and do everything they can to escape it. One of the worst things you can do for your mental health is to fight change. You can't grow if you don't let things change. Because you're afraid of the unknown, you stay in the same place. Miyamoto Musashi says that the key to real strength is being able to change. Musashi thought that to be good at fighting, you had to be flexible like water and be able to handle anything. This way of thinking applies to all parts of life, not just war. It's not good for your mind to avoid change because it makes it harder to adapt. Change is a chance to grow, whether it's in your daily life, jobs, or relationships. When you face it, you have to think outside the box, learn new skills, and get stronger. Almost every big accomplishment you've had in your life probably required some kind of change. Moving to a new place, starting a new job, or stopping a bad relationship could have been the reason. Even though they were hard at the time, all of these changes helped you grow as a person. When you don't want to change, you miss out on chances to grow, and instead let your fear guide your choices. Musashi tells us that being stuck in the past makes us afraid of change. People get connected to the things that are happening to them because they are common and make them feel good. Comfort often gets in the way of growth. For your mind to get stronger, you have to be ready to leave your comfort zone and accept change. For this to work, people need to stop seeing change as a threat and start seeing it as a chance. When you accept change, you not only become more flexible, but you also feel more sure that you can handle anything that life throws at you. You learn to believe in yourself and your ability to handle things that aren't clear. This kind of faith is what makes a person mentally strong. The lessons that Musashi taught us tell us that life is full of changes, and that fighting them is like fighting life itself. We shouldn't be afraid of change. Instead, we should see it as a chance to grow and change. Habit 2. Constant worrying. We naturally worry when we don't know what will happen or when we think about possible threats. When fear takes over your life, it can drain your mental energy and make you less determined. Miyamoto Musashi knew that stress can be harmful and taught that to be successful in life and fight, you need to keep your mind calm and focused. When you worry all the time, you are basically getting ready for something bad to happen. You think about the worst things that could happen and let fear take over your thoughts. This not only makes you stressed out for no reason, but it also keeps you from doing anything. Being paralyzed by worry keeps you stuck in a circle of stress and confusion. Musashi thought that to be at your best, your mind should be free of all other thoughts. One of the biggest things that can take your attention away is worry. It takes your attention off of the present and puts it on the future, which you can't be sure of. This makes it impossible for you to think straight and make smart choices. As Musashi was in the middle of a fight, he would not have let worry take over. He would have instead kept his mind on the job at hand and trusted his skills and planning. Mindfulness exercise is very important if you want to break the habit of constantly worried. Being mindful means being in the present moment without fear or judgment. You can watch your thoughts without getting tied to them when you are aware. This helps you notice when you start to worry and bring your attention back to the moment. Musashi also taught how important it is to get ready. A lot of our worry comes from not being ready or not knowing what to do in a given situation. Doing things to mentally, socially, and physically get ready can help you worry less. For instance, if you're nervous about giving a talk, you can practice and get ready for it until you're sure you can do it well. Being able to approach the problem with a clear head is made possible by this. It's important to remember that worrying doesn't change how things will turn out. It makes you feel worse. Don't waste your time worrying. Instead, think about what you can change and do something about it. This preventative method works much better at making your mind stronger and more resilient. Giving up worrying all the time frees up your mind to think about what really counts. You become more aware, more focused, and better able to deal with any problems that come up. Musashi taught us that the best way to do well in life and in fight is to keep your mind calm and focused. Habit 3. Over-reliance on others. People are social animals, so it makes sense that they would look to others for help and advice. You lose your mental strength when you depend too much on other people to make decisions, validate your feelings, or give you emotional support. In his lessons, Miyamoto Musashi stressed the value of being self-reliant and independent. He told us to have faith in our own skills and reasoning. There are many ways that being too dependent on others can show up. You might always ask others for help before making a choice, or you might need their approval to feel good about yourself. It's normal to need help and advice from time to time, but depending too much on other people can make you lose your independence and confidence. It can make you dependent, which makes it harder to think and act on your own. Musashi thought that inner strength was what makes you strong. He wrote about how important it is to be able to do things on your own in the way of the fighter. He said that a warrior should be able to stand alone, make his own choices, and have faith in his own skills. This way of thinking is just as useful in current times. When you depend on other people too much, you miss out on chances to improve your instincts and problem-solving skills. You lose touch with your inner voice when you rely on outside approval. This makes you less mentally strong and more open to other people's thoughts and views. Building self-trust is important if you want to stop relying too much on other people. To do this, you need to learn to listen to your inner voice and trust that you can make good choices. Take small steps toward being on your own. For instance, the next time you have to make a choice, try doing it by yourself instead of asking other people what they think. Don't worry about what to do. Trust that you know what's best. Musashi also taught people how to be self-disciplined and always try to get better. When you work on yourself and improve your skills, you gain the confidence to trust your own judgment. In turn, this makes your mental toughness stronger. It's also important to know that putting too much faith in other people can make you feel let down and angry. Not everyone is good, and they might not always have your best interests at heart. You can avoid being let down by others and take charge of your own life by learning to be self-reliant. The lessons that Musashi taught us tell us that real power comes from inside. We become mentally stronger and more adaptable when we learn to depend on ourselves and believe in our own skills. We learn how to deal with the problems in life on our own without needing steady approval or help from other people. Habit 4. Procrastination. Putting things off is a normal habit that many people have. Putting things off, usually until the last minute, which causes stress, worry, and a feeling of being too much to handle. Miyamoto Musashi was very focused and disciplined, so he would have seen putting things off as a big weakness, a bad habit that makes you less smart and less effective. When you put things off, you're basically avoiding taking responsibility. You put off things that you need to do because you think they will get easier or less important over time. The opposite happens most of the time. The longer you wait, the harder and more stressful the job gets. This makes you avoid things and feel anxious, which lowers your mental strength. Musashi thought it was important to make a decision and act on it. As a warrior, he knew that waiting too long could cost him his life in fight. In life, the same rule applies. If you wait too long to act, you miss chances and let things get worse. Not only does this change the outside world, but it also hurts your mental and emotional health. If you want to stop putting things off, you need to make it a habit to act right away. This means taking care of things as they come up instead of putting them off until later. Doing so gives you energy and a sense of success, both of which make you more determined. Musashi also taught people how to be focused and follow rules. Most of the time, people put things off because they are lazy or easily sidetracked. You can beat the desire to put things off and make it a habit to act by being more disciplined in your daily life. Setting clear goals, making an organized routine, and getting rid of things that take your attention away from your work could help you do this. Another way to stop putting things off is to divide them into smaller, more doable steps. A lot of the time, we put things off because they seem too big or too hard. By breaking it up into smaller pieces, you make it easier to handle and less scary. This method not only helps you get started faster, but it also keeps you motivated and focused. Musashi's lessons tell us that putting things off is a way to hurt yourself. It makes us mentally weaker by causing us stress and worry for no reason. We can stop putting things off and be more successful in our goals if we make it a habit to act right away and practice focus. Putting things off may help for a short time, but in the long run it causes more worry and a worse mental state. By following Musashi's rules of taking action and being disciplined, you can stop putting things off and make your mind stronger and more durable. Habit 5. Excessive social media use. Social media is a big part of our lives now that we live in a digital world. There are many good things about social media, like keeping in touch with people and getting information, but too much of it can be bad for your mental health. Even though Miyamoto Musashi lived a long time before the internet, he can teach us a lot about how to stay focused and clear-headed in a world full of distractions. When you use social media too much, it can keep you distracted all the time. There is a lot of information that isn't useful or positive that you see when you spend hours looking through your feed. This steady stream of information can be too much for your brain to handle, making it hard to concentrate on more important tasks. It also makes you less able to think critically and on your own because other people's opinions and views affect you more. Musashi thought that focusing and concentrating could make things happen. The Book of 5 Rings, his book, is about how important it is to keep your mind clear and focused without any other thoughts coming up. He knew that a mind that is easily moved by outside factors is one that is distracted. These days, social media is one of the biggest sources of distractions. It takes your mind off of important things and makes you less mentally strong. Another bad thing about using social media too much is that it can hurt your self-esteem. Social media often shows unrealistic ideas of what it means to be beautiful, successful, and happy, which can make people feel bad about themselves and unsafe. If you constantly compare yourself to other people online, your sense of self-worth goes down, and you're more likely to feel bad feelings. Musashi taught people how to be strong and in control of themselves. He thought that real power comes from inside, not from approval from other people. You can make your mind stronger and more adaptable by focusing on your own growth and development instead of trying to receive approval from other people. It is important to set limits on social media so that it doesn't hurt your mental health. This could mean setting limits on how much time you spend on social media every day or picking certain times to check your accounts. Setting these limits will help you keep your mental energy safe and use it for more important things. Musashi also talked a lot about self-discipline, which is very important for controlling how much you use social media. You have to be strong-willed to avoid the urge to check your phone or get lost in the endless search. You can regain control over your time and attention by being self-disciplined. This will let you focus on what really matters. So, keep in mind that social media is just a tool and not a true picture of life. The carefully chosen photos and posts you see online are often just the best parts of someone's life. Do not compare yourself to others. Instead, keep this in mind and focus on your own journey. Musashi's lessons tell us that our mental strength comes from within, and it is up to us to keep it safe. You can make your mind stronger and more adaptable by focusing on self-discipline, self-worth, and limiting your time spent on social media. Habit 6. Holding grudges. Keeping an anger is a bad habit that can make your mind much weaker. When you hold on to anger, hatred, or bitterness toward other people, you give these bad feelings room in your thoughts. This can wear you down mentally over time and stop you from going forward. The lessons that Miyamoto Musashi taught about emotional control and distance can help you break this bad habit and make your mind better. People often hold grudges when they think someone has been unfair or wronged them. It's normal to feel hurt or angry when someone treats you badly, but holding on to these emotions can be bad for your health. Keep the past living in your mind when you hold a grudge. This lets it affect your present and future. Making things like this happen not only hurts you emotionally, but also makes it harder to concentrate on what really matters. Musashi knew how important it was to let go of bad feelings and keep his thoughts open. Detachment was a very important idea in his thought. Detachment doesn't mean not caring or being neutral. It means not letting outside events or other people's acts make you feel disturbed. Detachment helps you let go of memories and frees your mind from the weight of hurts from the past. Having a grudge against someone also stops you from growing emotionally. People who hold on to anger make it harder for others to accept and understand them. This makes it harder to develop understanding and kindness, which are important for making connections strong and your mind strong. Musashi thought that being able to accept and move on was part of being truly strong because it comes from within. Forgiving other people is a good way to break the habit of having grudges. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you agree with what they did or forget what happened. Giving up the grip of the past and deciding to move on with your life is what it means. When you forgive others, you let go of the bad feelings that are holding you back. Musashi also taught people how important it is to live in the present. If you have a grudge, you can't fully enjoy the present because you are stuck in the past. Get back to the present moment by letting go of grudges. This is where you have the power to make good changes in your life. It's also good to work on understanding and sensitivity. When you disagree with someone, try to see things from their point of view and think about what they want. This might help you let go of your anger and bitterness and replace it with kindness. Musashi's lessons tell us that holding on to bad feelings makes our minds weaker. By learning to be detached, accept and understand others, you can let go of issues and make your mind better. This not only makes you feel better mentally, but it also gives you more focus and purpose as you move forward. Habit 7. Lack of self-discipline. Self-discipline is the foundation of mental strength, allowing individuals to stay focused, resist temptation, and achieve their goals. A lack of self-discipline can significantly weaken mental resilience, leading to procrastination, inconsistency, and a sense of being out of control. Miyamoto Musashi, known for his strict discipline and unwavering focus, offers valuable lessons on how to cultivate self-discipline and build a stronger mind. Lack of self-discipline can lead to immediate gratification at the expense of long-term success, such as unhealthy habits, neglecting important responsibilities, or failing to follow through on commitments. This lack of discipline erodes self-confidence and weakens mental fortitude. Musashi believed that discipline is essential for success in both life and battle, and that even the most talented individuals would fall short of their potential. To cultivate self-discipline, it is important to start with small, achievable goals, which will help build the habit of discipline and create momentum. Consistency is also crucial, as discipline is not a one-time effort, but a continuous practice that requires daily commitment. Setting aside time each day for exercise, meditation, or other activities that contribute to personal growth can help develop the consistency needed to build mental strength. Another key aspect of self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification, resisting the urge to give in to short-term desires in favor of achieving long-term goals. Musashi taught that true strength comes from within, and practicing self-compassion can help avoid the trap of self-criticism and maintain motivation. Musashi's teachings remind us that discipline is not about perfection, but about progress. By focusing on progress rather than perfection, we can maintain the discipline needed to achieve our goals and build a stronger, more resilient mind. Miyamoto Musashi's teachings on mental strength and resilience can be applied to our daily lives. By embracing change, letting go of constant worry, developing self-reliance, overcoming procrastination, reducing excessive social media use, releasing grudges, and cultivating self-discipline, we can transform mentally weakening habits into opportunities for growth and empowerment. His teachings encourage us to master our minds, control our emotions, and pursue our goals with unwavering determination. By applying these lessons, we can enhance our own mental resilience and inspire others on their own journeys of self-improvement and empowerment. Mental strength is not an innate trait, but a skill that can be developed and honed over time. By identifying and addressing these 7 habits and drawing inspiration from Musashi's wisdom, we can embark on a path towards a more resilient, focused, and empowered life. By embracing the journey of self-mastery, we can let Musashi's teachings guide us towards achieving our fullest potential.